You know?
I was like, I'm starting off. We was about to come on the show saying, I think we could say retard and tranny, though. That was going to be the first thing everybody heard.
Woo! We heating up. Listen, we heating up. Look. That's how we rolling. Game within the game. Look.
Man, if y'all can hear these behind the scenes, man.
Yeah, nah. But, yo.
That's what the Patreon
Yeah, because we can sell this behind the scenes shit. People are like, yo, these motherfuckers crazy.
This YouTube go flag this shit.
Nah,
but
we can't, But gotta get it out your system before we start.
Yeah, it's our warm-ups.
Yo, episode 11.
Hold up.
I'm here.
Episode 11. For those who do not know, is a milestone. We talked about these statistics before. I think it was in a scrapped episode, quite honestly. But for those who do not know, 90% of podcasts don't make it past the first 10 episodes. So this being episode 11 puts us in the top 10% of podcasts. Obviously not stream and download wise, but as far as amount of content wise. So this is our first podcast milestone we've hit here. We're going to get another round of applause. And
that's for the hell of it. You just shot the crowd up, Jay.
Yeah, that's how we rolling. They was cheering too long.
Man. We don't want no applause.
We got to keep it nice and brief, and we get to it. We rolling,
don't want no goddamn applause, man.
We don't need that drawn out shit.
This is a milestone, and it just shows that you could do whatever the fuck you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, if you want to do it. This is the perfect example. I don't know nothing about recording nothing, recording podcasts or speaking to the public or the people. Jason, he knows a little bit about that. I don't. But something that we wanted to do, something that we wanted to present to the people, and we did that. And we're doing that currently. We're going to get bigger. We're going to get better. But we are at number 11, and that is a milestone. You know why? Because most of you didn't get there.
Not only that, though, but what the statistics about that also show is that people lack consistency and commitment to anything because they want this instant gratification. Like, you couldn't make it past 10 episodes before quitting because you weren't immediately rich. This is the type of stuff that's going to keep you from ever getting money or being successful or being in shape or any sort of goal. Really, quite honestly, like, that's what it takes to accomplish anything, is the showing up every single day and committing to the path that you've chosen to walk, regardless of what it is that you're getting out of it. But most people just tap out. They go to the gym 2 or 3 times and then they don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so they give up. They diet for a day and they're not immediately ripped, so they give up. They start a business and they don't sell $1 million worth of product in 5 days, so they give up. But that's not how it works, man. Like, you have to consistently do these things. We've talked about the universe a lot, and the universe will always give you exactly what it is that you show it that you want it. But the way that you show it that you want something is by showing up every single day and putting in the work. That's what faith is. Like, everybody loves to talk about faith. Faith is sitting there doing what it is that you should be doing without seeing anything from it. And you just keep going because you know that you're on the right path without any mile markers, without any road signs. You just know that's the way that I'm supposed to go. So you keep walking that way.
Absolutely. There is no faith without risk, right? Everybody can show faith, man, when it's easy. Everyone could be faithful when it's easy, but when there's risk, who wants to be faithful, right? Who wants to believe it? Who wants to really believe in God at that point? Jump out the window. You're supposed to be able to make it. You're supposed to be able to jump out the window to do what you want. And when I say jump out the window, I mean just throw caution to the wind and do what it is that you want to do. Jump out the window. Take the risk. Take the risk.
Yeah, go all in. Do whatever it takes. If it takes more money than you think that you can afford, that's fine. That's what it's going to take. Like, it takes more time than you think that you have, that's what it's going to take. And if you're not willing to roll those dice and bet on yourself, then no one ever will be. And it is only from the big risks that the big rewards come,
Yeah,
period.
you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great, right? So, and I say that to say a lot of people want things to be perfect just to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gotta, as soon as this
Mm.
happens, I'm gonna do this, or on Wednesday, I'm going to the gym. Monday and Tuesday, I got certain things, and my knees a little banged up. So Wednesday at 12:05, I'll be at the gym. But no, when you have to start ASAP, as soon as possible.
Immediately, not when, and not only that, but the premise behind the I'll start Wednesday, I'll start Monday is that everything is going to be good and easy. Then it won't be. It's going to be hard whenever it is that you start, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to push you. So that there's no special day that's going to change that. New Year's Day isn't going to make everything magically easy. Monday isn't going to make everything magically easy after you graduate from high school or college, or after your kids leave the house, or whenever you get a better job, is never going to be easier. And the longer that you wait, the harder it's going to be, because you've just built up this whole entire thing in your head believing that there's going to be some sort of easy point. So when you actually start and it's difficult, you're going to think, oh, this must not be the right time. Then you're going to wait for that next Monday, that next tomorrow, that next New Year's, whatever the case may be. And all of your time is going to pass you by, and then you're going to wind up dead as shit having done nothing because you weren't willing to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Sounds like a shitty existence, man. Sounds like
Terrible. One of
one of
regret.
regret. That's a shitty fucking existence right there. Um,
Terrible and
yeah,
depressing.
a lot of people get tied up in heaven and hell, and what's heaven, what's hell. I think everyone's heaven and hell is different. For me, my hell would look like me regretting being being
Mm-hmm.
living an existence where I wish I could have, or regretting that I didn't. Man, I wish I could have did this, or I should have did this, or even blaming someone else that I did. Well, that's why people blame other people, because regret is too hard to deal with. So it's easier just to blame it on somebody else. Um, yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
just telling my daughter, she she had a birthday party to go to today, right? Mind you, it's her friend. She's 8 years old. Uh, she has a friend. She was supposed to go to the birthday party. Me and my wife are antisocial, so he's like, we're not going to remind her. But if she wants to go to this party and she brings it up, it's her friend. If she said, listen, we're going, cool, we go. Of course, she doesn't remember. Of course, she blames it on her mother. Um, Mom, why didn't you remind me? Well, I interject and say, well, it's not mommy's friend. It's your friend, right? Don't blame anything on anyone else. So this lesson is, once you acknowledge that I made a mistake, then you probably won't make it again. Right. So this is what the lesson was to my 8-year-old daughter, that I can teach to 40, 50, 60-year-old person. Um, you might as well just live with the regret instead of blaming someone else. Or don't even have the fucking regret and just jump the fuck out the window and do what it is you need to do when you need to do it, or when you want to do it. Just do it. There's no perfect time to do something great. Matter of fact, there is a perfect time. And that's now. That's fucking now. And it's
That
yes.
is a fact. Like, it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be great. You just got to get it done. And I say all of the time that I think the worst thing in the world would be to wake up one day when I'm 80 years old and look back at my life and think, fuck, I wish I would have done things differently. I wish I would have accomplished A, B, and C, and there will be absolutely nothing that I can do about it. And regardless of any of the tales that you tell yourself about this current moment in time and how you could put it off until tomorrow or later, One day, the day will come when you have no more laters. One
Mm-hmm.
day you will have no more tomorrows. And there is not a goddamn thing that you can do about it. You will be out of time and you will be out of time. There's no amount of sadness or begging or pleading or regrets or epiphanies that will change the fact that you have squandered the limited amount of time that you have. So if you really want to do some shit, then you should make sure that you do it currently, right now, in this moment, period. There's it's a Chinese proverb thing that people quote all of the times. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. I say that's bullshit. If the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time to plant a tree was 19 years and 364
Right.
days ago. But the only time to plant the tree is now, because if you wait till tomorrow, then you will have wasted 20 years in one day, and that will continue to grow the longer it is that you put it off. So you might as well do it currently, because that is the only time that you have. And it's the only time that you ever will have. It will never be tomorrow. Forever and always, it will be now. In the history of the world, it has only ever been today.
And we talk about the universe a lot, and I believe that timing is essential, right? Because you could put something off. That doesn't mean that the results are going to be the same as if you did it today, right? So you don't even know how you could be changing your future if you put something off, right? You don't even know what if you did do it when you were supposed to do it, which is now. Those results 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10 would be significantly different from if you did it 3 days. If you waited 3 days. You don't know when your time is your time. You just don't know. The only way you find out that is by doing. You have to do, right? And you have to do it right away, because like I said, timing is everything. That's what I started to realize as I got older. Everybody's waiting for their time. Yeah, my time is coming. My time is coming. Your time comes when it comes. And the only way you get it is by taking your shots. By taking your shots and not procrastinating on those shots, because the shot that you try to make today is not guaranteed that you make it 2 days from now. You might make it when you shoot it today, but 5 days from now, who even knows if you even attempt the shot 5 days from now, or even remember to take the shot. So
the hoop might not be there 5 days from now. The ball could be
exactly. So many things could happen. So many narratives could be created within that time that you waste. Don't waste time. That's the whole gist of that spill. Do not waste time. And the number one,
no
no
procrastination.
procrastination, man. And procrastination leads to regret. But I think one of the number one things that hold people back is a lot of people care what people think, right? And people know that, and this can be used as a form of manipulation once people know that you, or understand that you care about what people think. And most people do. 99.9% of people care what others think. And what I've learned by studying success, or people who are successful, is that most of them don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks, especially unsuccessful people, right? Like, how can someone doing their thing, and whatever it may be, how could they care what the fuck you think if you're not successful, especially at what they're successful at? Right. So caring what people think is the number one thing, and that is a form of manipulation. Quick story. Quick story. Just thought of this, right? Um, I haven't had many jobs in my lifetime. Probably can count them on my hand. The amount of jobs I've had, right? That's not a flex either. That's kind of fucking crazy. But one of my jobs that I've had was a I started out as a dishwasher actually in this restaurant. Me and my friend uh, keep his name out of it. If he heard this, he'll probably know what it is, and he'll be fucking pissed. But it is what it is. He's not my friend anymore. I don't lost touch anyway. But so we got this job, me and him together. He automatically his cousin hooked us up. It was his cousin, and he got the better job. He was the cook, one of the cooks, and I started out as a dishwasher. Um, I didn't wash dishes for long. I probably washed about 2 days of dishwashing until I made it to the next level, which was sous chef or whatever the case may be. And I did that via just showing up, and I didn't want to wash dishes. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna, what else y'all need me to do? Da 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 da. The case may be, whatever. I got to the point where I'm not washing dishes, and that only took like 2 days. His path was a little different. He didn't take it as seriously as I did, and so he would use like little manipulation tactics to kind of knock me down, right, or try to knock me down. Um, Long story short, I ended up staying at that job for a year, making it to like the head chef or one of the head chefs. He quit after like 2 weeks, right? And I stood there for like a year. It's like one of my longest terms that I stood at a job. Uh, and I would see him coming from work, going to work. I would see his character, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you still work there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I still work there and shit. I'm doing all right, man. I'm making decent money and shit." Yeah, man, I had to leave that shit, man. That shit, man, that shit corny, Yeah, it's corny, huh? It's corny, huh? Yeah, yeah, you don't like it? Yeah. What you doing right? What you doing right now? Nah, I'm about to, go smoke some weed and shit. Know what I mean? With the fellas, da 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 da. Yeah, you about to smoke some weed, huh? You about to get you a 4-0, huh? All right now. Well, I'm about to go get this money. Uh,
Go get me a
I'm about to go finna
paycheck.
get this paycheck. You feel me? I'm gonna see you later. Yeah, man. That's that shit. Man, I quit that shit after 2 weeks. That's man. You know what? I don't even know why you still go. I don't know why you still. I don't know why you still there. Fuck do you mean, dog? So it's stories like that, manipulation tactics like that. That if you're on your road to greatness, you have to be cognizant of what of what people are trying to do. And that story leads me into naming this uh, particular pod, which is number 11.
Episode
Yes,
11,
about
by the way.
very great milestone. And I'm gonna say a lot of people say keeping up with the Joneses, right? And I was gonna say keeping up with the Joneses. No, I'm gonna say the Joneses have to keep up.
Mm.
The Joneses have to keep up with what we're doing. I'm not going to keep up with the Joneses. Them motherfuckers got to keep up.
Fuck the
Fuck the Jones. They
Joneses.
got to keep up. Fuck am I keeping up with the Joneses? I don't even know who the motherfuckers is.
Fuck gives a fuck about
Right.
them.
So this episode,
Fuck made y'all so
what
special.
made y'all so special? So this episode will be not keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses have to keep up. Can I get some applause on that one, Jay?
Yeah, that absolutely. Here, hold up. Not only the applause though, but that was the wrong button.
Oh, gunshot. What the fuck was that other shit? What was that other shit?
Oh, hold up. I'm gonna play it.
This shit right here, right?
Oh shit. Yeah, we get
Yeah, fucking. We got the fucking voice changer on here.
oh shit. Look, did we tell them that we had our first production meeting? So we gonna be adding all this fancy shit in.
Oh yeah, we are leveling up, getting like your favorite pods out here that are nowhere near as good as us. But that's just because we ain't been around long enough.
Okay.
But they'll
We'll
know
see. We'll
soon.
see you at episode 1000. We'll see that episode.
Yeah, we'll see where they at.
Yeah. But that right there, that's gonna lead me into my opening famous monologue that everyone loves to hear. Bang, bang, motherfucker. The Joneses have to.
You're not fucking with the monologue.
Yes, we have production meetings. We have monologues, anecdotes that I just gave you with the front.
Gunshots, applause,
changing of voices,
kidnapper,
all that shit. We big time. We big timing.
Come on.
But
come on.
The Joneses have to keep up, Jay. Right? So I'll take my time with this. And I need you, Yoda, to listen closely because I know you're gonna this is an alley-oop for you. People will try to scare you into a version of yourself that they can handle, that they're not intimidated by.
That's a fucking bar right off the fucking bat. God damn.
Yes. Let me preach. Here's an example. If you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle and you know that there's certain foods you need to be eating or not eating to achieve this, and a so-called friend tells you, and he tells you, it's okay. You can have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That cake won't hurt. That pizza won't kill you. Well, I'm here to tell you, that person wants a version of you that they can still be a part of. And the version that you aspire to become scares the shit out of them because they know that they can't survive in a world that the new version of yourself has created. Remember, last episode, I think we told you, or Jay told you, what'd he say? I want to get it right. Oh, remember, we told you, Jay told you, misery can't be selfless, right? I think that's what you said, right? You said, it was on the live. You said misery can't be selfless.
Yeah, you can't be selfless.
Yeah, you can't.
Miserable.
But I'll add to that. It can't be, but it can be selfish. Misery can be selfish. When you're on the path to greatness, and what I mean by greatness is the best version of oneself. Dealing with everyday mundane people, you have to be extremely cognizant of their manipulations. And there are levels of manipulation, right? Trying to coerce someone away from the best version of themselves, that's a low-level form of manipulation. And most people don't even know they're doing it. So Jay, Yoda, chime in, give the people your thoughts on low-level manipulation tactics to keep you where they want you.
I know that. So most people, like we talk all of the time, or we have talked before about when you want to elevate in life, you have to get outside of your comfort zone and get around people who are doing better than you. And the reason that you want to get around people doing better than you is so that they can highlight your insufficiencies in the areas that you're lacking in so that you can rise up to their level. But most people are afraid to get around people who highlight their insecurities, their inefficiencies, their shortcomings, whatever the case may be. So they stick around people that they feel comfortable with, right? This is why you see fat people hang around fat people, people who go to the club hang around people who go to the club, broke people hang out with broke people, so that they're not ever exposed to anyone that makes them feel bad about themselves. So whenever those type of people see you starting to do better, whenever your fat friend sees that you're all of a sudden starting to go to the gym and pay attention to what it is that you eat, that scares them because it highlights the fact that they are uncomfortable with who it is that they are and the choices that they've been making. So they subtly try and talk you out of it about you're way too committed. You're going overboard with this. You can have a little bit of fun. Life is about balance and moderation, and you shouldn't be so extreme. And the extreme version isn't healthy either. because not because they want what's best for you, but because they want what's comfortable for them. And what's comfortable for them is you staying in the position that you are. What's comfortable for them is you still sitting around after work or on the weekends smoking weed and talking about other people and gossiping about what the rappers are doing and talking shit about the Kardashians being famous or whatever the case may be. What they don't want is for you to sober up, because once you start sobering up, then you're able to start doing better in life. And they want to keep smoking their weed to feel better about their situation instead of doing anything. But when they see you doing it, it highlights to them that they're not doing it. So they try and sit there and poke holes in what it is that you are doing to subtly try and discourage you. Oh, you want to stop smoking like a square, or you changed, or I miss the old you, or we used to do all of this shit, or we don't do that over here, and they sit there and try to make you feel like you're the crazy one, like you're the loser for trying to better yourself. They want you to feel like a loser because you don't want the alcohol anymore. They want you to feel like a loser because you're not out in the club all night chasing these random girls anymore, instead doing work. Or like in your situation, they want you to feel like you're the loser because you're going to a job and getting a paycheck to be able to provide for yourself without having to do all that crazy shit. Because to them, it's there's people who would rather kick in doors and sell drugs and steal cars and all of that than ever go punch a clock. And it's not that I don't understand the inclination to do that, but you also have to take a look at the kind of person who would rather do one thing than the other thing. And we talked about before how it seems like the easy way out until you're doing it, but they want to keep taking what they believe to be the easy way out. And if they see you do something else, then that proves to them that they could do it, but they don't want to try and do the work to do it. They want to stay there. So they need you to stay there so they can stay there.
Yeah, great point. Great point. And I agree totally, man. Like it's like a reminder almost of all the shit that they should be doing. Right? It's like you're a walking reminder of all the shit that they should be doing that they know. And I talked to my wife about this, and I mentioned this, and we talk about this shit often. This is where I get a lot of my back and forth from, and I bring it here. Um, people don't get mad or try to hold you back when you're doing something they know they can't do. Like if you're fucking Celine Dion and I know I can't sing like you, so I'm not mad. I might cheer you on, right? Yeah, like, oh my God, girl, you can sing. Like I know I can't do that. I wasn't born with that. That's a special talent. I know that's easy for me to cheer you on. But when it's something that I know I can do, like going to the gym. Well, I know I should be like going to the gym, eating healthy, reading, investing, all those things that I could personally do, but I'm not doing. You're a walking reminder of that. So guess what? Fuck all that. Let's fucking party, right? Let's smoke weed. Let's drink alcohol. Fuck all that shit, because that's what I want to do. And I don't want that version of you because I still want to be a part of that version. If you improve yourself to the point, because when you do improve yourself, your world changes, right? And you don't even realize it. The people automatically, it's like a revolving door. They automatically find their way out and they find their way in. Depending on lifestyle. So I was watching something with Will Smith. He was speaking about friends. And let me I don't want to fuck up the quote like I always do. I always do. Oh, he says, he says, um, people you choose to surround yourself with can be the difference between you making it out or not making it out, or the difference between life and death, even. Because he says he went on to say, one bad night with one bad friend can be the end. And all it takes, one bad night with one bad friend. I mean,
That's
and
facts.
I know you've been in that situation. I've been in that situation. We're like, damn, that could have went somewhere where there's no return, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and we say all this, we're saying all this to improve or try to improve your thought process when you're walking your path to your greatness, right? You have to be aware of these type of people because they will disguise themselves as friends, family,
Mm-hmm.
associates, colleagues, whatever words you want to call it. And you have to be able, the
The
homies, you got to
homies.
be willing to, X them out um, instantly and have no attachments to it or no feelings to it. You have to. Um,
Immediately.
yeah, man. I'll even give another thought to that. Direction. We talk about direction a lot. Um, and that kind of plays in with this. This is why you need direction because when you know your path, and you know your direction, it's extremely hard for someone to misguide you. Right.
Mm.
If that person doesn't know your journey, if that person never walked the specific path you're currently on, it's impossible for that person to give you directions.
It's a
Right?
fact.
So stop listening to people who are not on the same path or on the same journey or don't want the same things for you or for themselves, especially for themselves. If they don't want these
Mm.
things for themselves, we can't be friends because we're not on the same journey. We don't want the same things. And that means we're taking different directions. And I'm not down in your directions. It's just not mine. So don't try to give them to me.
Yeah, it's like getting in a car for a road trip with somebody and you want to go to New York and they want to go to Miami. Like,
Right.
as much as you might like the person, as cool as y'all might be, there's no way y'all both going to get to the exact same, both get to your destination. There's no way y'all both going to be happy. One of you is going to lose in the end. And chances are it's going to be the negative one who wins. The negative one will pull you down far before you are able to drag that person up. If you if you're climbing somewhere, right? And there's you got they like tie the people together and they do the climbing. If the person below you falls, you will go with that person. But if you're sitting there and the person stops climbing and you try and pull them up, it's much, much harder to do that than it is for them to drag you down. It's how life works. It's how gravity works. This is a metaphorical sense, but it works the exact same way. So you absolutely have to be careful of the people that you keep around you, because that Will Smith quote is great. One bad night with the wrong friend can change your
Crazy.
whole entire life. And I know there's a bunch of people who have been in situations where they could have wound up dead or wound up in jail, or maybe did wind up in jail or fucked up far beyond they needed to be. And they can sit there and say, damn, if I hadn't have listened to this guy right here, we would have been great. Yes, it's your fault, but it's mostly your fault for continuing to associate with these people. Like, if people aren't on the same path as you, you have to leave them behind. And they paint all of these narratives, going back to what we were talking about before, to subtly discourage you from ever leaving people behind, especially if you're from certain places, right? Like, you changed is one of the worst things that you can hear when you, or you switched up, or now you're fake or something, or you hear, it's like when you hear the rappers talk about, I done went triple platinum and I'm still in the hood. Like, that doesn't make you a gangster. That makes you an idiot.
Straight
Like,
up.
what are you doing? You have to evolve beyond these things. And I know that, again, the culture teaches you that the real thing to do is to still stand on the corner that you and your homies sell drugs on, even after you've made it real big in life. But that's how you wind up dead. That's how you wind up in jail. That's how you wind up being a bum forever with the rest of these people. Like, it's all these stupid little narratives that they have, and they glorify you continuing to be the same person. You had a song back in the day, the I'm Still Jenny from the Block. Like, you shouldn't still be Jenny from the Block. You should have evolved and grown past this. That's insane. This is not a flex. This is a failure. If you're still the same person today that you were years ago, you're failing at life. Your life is about growth. Life is about evolution. Everyone's not going to want to grow with you. Everyone's not going to want to evolve with you. And those are people that you need to leave behind, and don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as you've outgrown them. They played a part in your journey, but you're moving on from there. Some people are determined to stay in the exact same spot for forever, though, but you can't let them convince you that you should be there with them because they're not willing to go forward with you. And you have to also be good at, like we've been talking about, recognizing these small little sayings and stuff that people use. One of the biggest, or my favorite or least favorite, depending on how you look at it, example is when they sit there and they call people out of touch because they say certain things. I absolutely hate that saying because the concept of it is insane. I used to be super poor. Now I'm not poor. I don't want to continue being in touch with poor people. That's insane. That was the point of me working and going to doing a different thing, is so that I no longer have to know what it's like to be poor. I no longer have to know what it feels like to only eat on Thursdays when I could get free pizza at the Pizza Hut that I work at. Like, I don't want to continue doing this stuff. I don't want to know what it's like to look over my shoulder for the police all of the time. I want to become out of touch with that. And furthermore, on top of that, the narrative of it's out of touch also serves to paint it as these people who are living in this lower state are the ones who are living in the true reality. They're the ones who are keeping it real because they know what life is really about. And they're saying that your success is not real. Your better shape is not real. Your higher status in the world is not real. That neighborhood that you live in is not real. Real, true, authentic people live miserable lives full of bad health and poorness and all of that nonsense. And that is absolutely insane. And that mindset is a sickness. That mindset is a cancer that will prevent anyone from ever going to get anywhere in life. Because when you believe that true life, the truest version of reality, the truest version of the world is this bleak, negative shit, you're going to spend your entire life there. And you need to avoid people who have that perspective because they are a black hole and they will suck you into their world of gloom and doom and nothing ever works out and woe is me, unlucky shit, complaining without ever actually trying to solve problems. Those are the absolute worst type of people to be around.
Fucking yeah, man. It's crazy when you say these quotes. Yeah, that's a gunshot right there, bro. That's a gunshot right there. Damn, you touched my soul when you said with that quote, you changed. That is,
you changed.
How do you put a bad connotation to that? You changed. Like, yeah,
Good.
you knew me when I was 19. Now I'm 40, I'm 46, and you say I changed. That is a compliment in the highest regards. For real. That's the most beautiful thing you can say to somebody. You changed, right? So that's crazy to me. You know what I want to do too, since this is a special show, number 11. And I'm saying this now so you can think it over by the time we get to the ending part. We're gonna end the show with I don't know if I want to do a top 3 or top 5, but we're gonna end the show with the top 3 or top 5 phrases a manipulator uses to try to keep you where you at. Top 3 or 5 phrases. So we're gonna mull that over. Just remember, top 3 to 5 phrases you might hear on your road to the best version of yourself. That should be
This is the greatest hits of low level people.
So I know y'all love top 5s and top 10s. We're not doing top 5 rap albums.
Motherfuckers love
they love lists. Those are going to be our lists. Our list is here to improve you and try to help you and try to recognize the game within the game, right? And mind you, a lot of this shit you hearing, like even when Jay's saying it, it's low level manipulation. You should spot it immediately. This shit is like, every time I hear it, it's like, yo, my daughter's better than that. You know what I mean? Like, kids are master manipulators. I hear, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so keen at the art of manipulation that these are low level tactics. These are low level phrases. you should be above these phrases and shit that people throw at you to try to stick to you. It should just slide right off, man, because it's low level, man. It really is.
See, and you'll be able to pick up on it when you become when you start working on yourself and when you start to elevate yourself in life. Like, you'll be able to see these things from a different perspective. Like, one of my, in regards to the you change thing, I heard Wale, it was, say years ago in a song, "Who you know get famous and rich to stay the same." And I was like, damn. That makes absolute perfect sense. That's a fucking bar. So when you can actually unpack these things that people are saying, then you realize these aren't actual insults. You're obsessed. Absolutely 1000% I am. This is too extreme. Absolutely it is. But that's intentional. So you want to, a lot of these things are actually positive things framed in a negative light. So when you could actually take a step back and see what's being said to you, you've changed. No shit. Like you said, you knew me when I was 19. If I was still the same motherfucker that I was when I was 19, A, I would be nowhere positive in life at all. B, I would be failing to the highest possible degree. You're supposed to learn. You're supposed to grow as you get better. That's fucking ridiculous.
And something else you said that was extremely interesting also, and it made me think when you was talking about, people uh, who are living low means, and that's supposed to be real or the reality, or people from these, so that made me think, like, damn, if these people, well, I say these people because we were these people, but
That's
yeah,
a fact.
like to the highest degree. I was like, we was, you was homeless. I was, we understand, right? But there starts to become a infatuation with negativity, if that makes sense. Yeah, right,
That's a fact. People
right,
love it. People love the
right,
dark and dreary, fucking complaint-ridden,
right,
sad, dour worlds
right.
they
It's
create.
like,
They love their
and I start to
victimhood.
think, and I think, like, if you become infatuated with something positive, what happens? Right. So if you're
Mm.
infatuated with all the things that's wrong, yeah, man, this motherfucker holding me back, or the man, or the president, or this. These people become infatuated with oppressors or supposed
Mm.
oppressors and supposed supremacists and all these. Yeah,
Discriminations
and
and
I got fired
patriarchy.
because of this, or I gotta hustle. Because it's an infatuation. Yeah, it is, because and it becomes an obsession almost. Um, so I think to myself, well, I was obsessed at trying to become one of the greatest rappers ever to live. That's what I became obsessed with. Um, I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm on the right path, or I'm on a path. I have a direction, right? Uh, so to be infatuated with something so negative, so dire, so gloomy, something so not positive, you can only negative plus negative equals negative, right? So you probably should find another infatuation. And I said this before. If you start to own your limitations, that's exactly what you'll get. Your limitations.
Mm.
You'll be left with your limitations, right? Um, one more point, a couple more points on this, because this is an interesting topic. I love speaking about shit that can motivate or breed consistency and discipline, right? So a part of what we're talking about is, of course, manipulation, but it is a form of almost trying to make people happy, uh, almost to the point where whatever you're doing is for them. you're living for them or whatever. If you get a nice car, it's for them. If you get, you're right. So being a version of yourself that makes everyone else happy will surely make you unhappy. If you're not, and also if you're not making mediocre people feel uncomfortable with your actions and your goals, I believe you're doing something wrong. Um, too
Facts.
often we tailor our lifestyles to accommodate others or appease others. Um, and I believe it's because at the end of the day, we care about what people think. But like shit like living beyond your means. And that's where the title comes from, keeping up with the Joneses, or the Joneses have to keep up with us. Living beyond your means is an act of trying to make people happy. Now you have to ask yourself, living beyond my means, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for an audience? Right?
Mm.
And I'll leave this with this bar I just thought of. That's kind of crazy. You can never free yourself from the circus if you live to make the clowns applaud. Thank you.
All right, so hold on. We got pause here. Y'all motherfuckers, I hope y'all listening because we are killing this shit today. Like this whole entire episode that we've had right now, we are killing this shit. I hate to toot
11.
my own horn,
It's
but that's a
11.
lie. We are not fucking
Wow.
around today. God damn, because that's a
We
fucking
try,
bar.
we try to get
God
you off the
damn. All
couch,
right.
man. Let's go.
Man, you need to get the fuck up and do some shit. I want to
Yeah.
go do something right now while I'm in the midst
Hell,
of doing
yeah.
some
Let's get the
shit.
people going, Jay.
I'm in the midst of doing some shit. I'm like, yo, let me
We
go
doing
fucking do
God's work,
something.
man.
But here's the thing, man. Facts. This is an amazing point because people get caught up with all of this shit, right? Trying to appease everybody else around them, trying to impress everybody else around them, trying to get the approval of everyone else around them. So rather than living for themselves and doing what's best for them and their position and who it is that they are, they try and go out of their way to make them happy or to show off for these people who at the end of the day don't give a fuck about them and will actually condemn them no matter what it is that they do. Like you're trying to appease people who can never be appeased because all they want is, like you said from the beginning, they love their negativity. So all they will do is find negativity in whatever it is that you do. If you go out and buy a new car, now you can go out right now for the first time in your life, purchase a new car, and that could be a brand new Honda Accord or Toyota Camry or something. And you are going and you say something about it, and there are a bunch of people who are going to pop up and be like, that's a broke person car. You're not doing shit. You're not, because you don't got no fucking Phantom or a fucking Bentley truck or a fucking one of them fancy Lamborghini, what's the expensive one called? The Aventador or whatever the fucking case, because you're not doing like that shit. They're going to sit there and try and tear you down, even though you went out and took a huge step in your life. So pause here real quick. And if anyone just recently bought a Honda or a Toyota or a fucking Volkswagen or some shit, shout out to y'all for getting a good car and getting a new car. That's amazing, whatever the fuck it is. Hell yeah. I remember the first time I ever got a new car. It was a Honda Civic.
That was my
That was
first
fine.
car.
That's cool.
Honda Civic.
And I was happy. My first car was a Dodge Neon, but my first like brand new car was a Honda Civic. And I was fucking hyped because it was a new car. Didn't have to worry about any of the changes and shit. But now this is what I'm saying. This is what people sit there and try and tear down. Oh, you're not really doing it like that. It's just a Honda. Like, it's just a little Civic. Like, you even got a car. What are you talking about? You still sitting there buying the fucking all credit approved cars that you get from the corner. But those are the people who are going to sit there and try and tear you down, not someone who's actually worked themselves up to the position to finally be able to purchase a new car for the first time in their life. It's only people who are never doing anything who are going to try and tear that down. But those same people who will tell you that you're not doing enough because you just bought a Civic or an Accord or a Camry or a Jetta or whatever the fuck other type of cars will. And then if you were to turn around and go out the next day and buy a fucking Cullinan, then they're going to sit there and talk shit about the fact that you're just showing off and you're just doing this for the clout. You're just doing this to try and make it seem like you make money and this is all a lie. It's a rental. It's all of this. So you can't win trying to appease these people. You need to just do whatever it is that you are going to do and be happy with that. And furthermore, I feel like these narratives also, specifically keeping with the car thing, prevent a lot of people from ever going and getting the car that they
Yeah,
actually
for
truly
real,
fucking
for
want. Because I
real,
either have a car that they're
for
embarrassed
real.
of, or they go and buy some shit to impress people. Like, I like Jeeps. I got a Jeep like a week or so ago. It's fucking great. I don't give a fuck about the fucking Lamborghini. What do
Get,
you want?
get
Big
some
deal.
applause.
Everyone does
Get
it.
some
But
applause
people
for
are.
yourself, man. You got.
All right, we go. Hold on. Let me find my little screen here. I lost it. All right, there we go. Everybody doesn't care about the same shit. People like different things, and you are going to wind up living your life for the approval of people who will never approve of you if you are unwilling to just do what it is that you would like to do with yourself. Get what you like, do what you want to do, chase the goals that you have, wear the clothes that you want. Everyone doesn't want to wear some fucking Balenciaga, and that's perfectly fucking fine. Some people are going to call you broke for not wearing Balenciaga. Some people are going to call you broke for wearing Balenciaga. So who gives a shit? If you like some shit, wear the shit that you like, drive the shit that you like, chase the goals that you want to chase. Like you can't. You will never get the approval of certain people, and it won't even matter if you don't have the approval of yourself. And when you have the approval of yourself, you don't give a fuck about the approval of any other motherfuckers. And these, again, they're people who are not going to do anything but tear you down. Because as your original point was, they love their negativity, they love their victimhood, they love their depression, they love this dark, dreary world that they've created, and all they want to do is try and suck everyone else into it. This is why they run around talking about racism all fucking day, because they want to bring everyone else down with their fucking discrimination and make everyone see the world that they do, because they see the world as a hateful place, because that makes them feel good about themselves. This is why they run around forever talking about their little fucking homophobia and the patriarchy and their fucking mental health disorders and all of the pills that they take. It's just they just want to spread this negativity everywhere, which, again, going back to the original point, is why it's so important to stay away from these people, because
Yeah.
all they want is to infect you. These are fucking failure zombies here, and they are trying to turn you into one of them.
Crazy point. And you made another great point too. Doing what other people do or want you to do will prevent you from actually doing what you want to fucking do. Yeah. How about and this is a rapper talking. How about buying some shit you can actually afford? If how about buying some shit you can afford, man? This is what I've learned, man. Living beyond, and I've made mistakes. Like, we've all made mistakes. Living beyond your means is for other people. Trust me. Um,
Every time.
every time, yo, trust me. And don't get me wrong, you will make mistakes. And I like to put myself into these little anecdotes because it makes it personal, and people can relate, and maybe it could distract or derail someone from making the same mistake. But when I finally kind of started making a couple of dollars, I made a lot of mistakes, right? Or not mistakes. I hate to call them mistakes because I've learned from every one of them, right? So they're not really mistakes. It's just little
Momentary
missteps.
missteps.
Yeah. And this, we talked about experience and wisdom in the last episode. But you know what you learn about making mistakes? You learn about yourself, right? So me and my wife got into this, we live on the islands, and we got to this big villa, right? And it's like, oh, this villa has the rooftop, we got the pool, we got this, got everything we thought that we needed, right? Come to find out, we don't go on the roof, we don't go in the pool. We like comfortable couches and watching TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need. I'm like, what the fuck am I? This is just useless. It's useless, man. Why did we do this? Oh, we did this to make others say, "Oh shit, look, y'all doing it."
Look what
Yeah,
they
y'all
doing.
doing it, and
Mm-hmm.
and you have to learn. You have to realize, all right, that was the mishap. And I'm glad and realize it, because you don't want to have to do it later. So I'm glad that we're going through these things now, because I would hate to have to, because coming from where we come from, you get a couple dollars, you're gonna wanna like, yo, man, this is what you're gonna
Go
want to go
crazy.
crazy. But I'm here to tell you, you're gonna be getting into a lot of things that you don't need, and then really you can't truly afford. Right? If you got credit cards, or if you got payments, so I got to pay off. You don't really you can't really afford it, right? I heard Patrick Bet David, uh, somebody I follow. He said if you got $1 million, get a house that's 500,000. If you got $3 million, get a house that's $1 million or less. Or you get the gist of what he was saying. Just if you can't if you can't truly buy these things, don't and you can't afford them, it's not for you. You're doing it for someone else. You're struggling for someone else, right? So once you start living, and I'll end with this. Once you start living for yourself, you start becoming truly free. You start becoming truly free.
Man, this is all facts here. And I want to add on to that exactly what you said, because like I got this big ass house that I live in now. She got like 5, 6 bedrooms. I use one of them. Like I have my closet is bigger than my first apartment, and I
Right,
wear black
right.
t-shirts all the time. Like the whole big ass shit, and I use this
That's
little
it.
section right here. Like once you get to these things at a certain point, you realize it's not. Some shit you just have for the sake of having it. Like, it's cool. I live in a nice neighborhood and all, but like, I don't really need all of this space that I have here. But don't let the fucking Instagram people and the rappers and all of that shit mislead you. There are very, very nice
Yes.
apartments. There are very, very nice 1,000 square foot houses. There are all cars nowadays
Yeah,
are
right.
nice.
All
Like
of them.
you get a fucking Toyota Corolla and
Yep.
it's nice. I understand that it's not a Phantom. Okay, cool. I understand it's not whatever fucking weirdly impronounceable cars that Kanye West be driving. I understand that. But you're not Kanye West, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like don't let Kanye West shame you out of driving a fucking RAV4.
Right.
Is it what you think I
RAV4.
rap
But
for to push fucking RAV4? Like don't
no,
let him shame you out of
here's
driving
the
it. Those
crazy
are
part.
nice. There are
Here's the crazy part, Jay. You won't never get to he won't never get to Kanye status if you listen to that. That's
Exactly.
the
See,
thing.
that's the thing right there. People go, we talk about the journey. People want to sit there and go at the end. Like people want to go to the gym and start benching 400 pounds. People want to buy their first house. It'd be the
Right.
fucking villa or the house up on the hills that's 12,600 square feet with a 17-car garage, don't even own a vehicle. And that's what's going to prevent you from ever being able to get to that house on the hills. I'm a big believer in stepping outside of your comfort zone and putting yourself in a position in which you have
Mm-hmm.
to accommodate, but not stupidly so. I don't think that you should. Maybe if you feel you could comfortably afford $300 on a car payment, you get a
Right,
351
right,
to push
right.
yourself. Cool. But I don't think that you should go out and get a $2,000 car payment. That's insane. So there is a difference in stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing stupid shit to impress other people. And most people, I feel like, fall
Uh-huh.
into the latter category because they feel like they're going to get, or the internet has made them feel like girls won't talk to them if they have anything less than a 3,000 square foot condo or
Uh-huh.
something like that. Or the internet has made them believe that everyone will laugh at them if they pull up in anything but a fucking Ferrari. Like, they get misled by it. Ironically, it's mostly poor
Yes.
people telling
Yes.
them this. It is mostly poor people who will clown
It's
you for not
crazy.
having a million
It's
dollar vehicle,
crazy.
which is insane. Like y'all can't afford cars, period. I remember I got, again, like I said, my first car was a Dodge Neon. I paid $4,000 for it. It took me months and months and
Mm.
months to save up for it. And I was happy as shit because I had a car. I had
Right.
a motherfucking car. And what I do, I pulled up and fucking all of my broke homies was sitting there talking shit about it. Ain't got no rims on it. It ain't the
Yo,
fucking
that's
Caprice. The shit ain't candy
wild.
painted. You ain't got none of that shit. It's like, dude, you don't got a car.
That's
You're asking me for a ride and sitting here talking shit about the fact that I have a car. That's
that's
insane. What are you talking about, you
easy,
fucking
yo.
bum?
You see what we
Insanity. But see, that's how people are conditioned, though. Like y'all can't get anywhere. You were riding a bus in bumming rides and have the nerve to talk shit about somebody else's
that's
car. That's insane. If I would have pulled up this motherfucker on an electric scooter,
That's
I'd
a
be doing better
fact.
than you. What are you
It's like
talking about?
it's crazy because I've heard that and felt that. What you just said, I've heard that. Like, damn, yo, you ain't, damn, there ain't no leather in here. Like, what? Wait, what?
Mm. Like, you don't have a steering wheel.
wait,
What are you
wait,
talking
wait,
about?
what? Yo, this ain't leather. Ain't no leather interior, dog. You should have. Yo, what you should have did? Like, what? Wait,
With a wood grain,
like,
and you could have done this, and you could put this down, and you could have got the
like,
G-Wagon. Like, what are you talking
yo,
about? You live with your baby moms. You haven't paid rent
it's
for 2
crazy,
years.
yo, and it's crazy because I fell for this multiple times. I think we all have, right? And like I said, my first car was a Honda Civic. I didn't have a license, crashed it. So
Hey, shout out to driver without the
crazy.
license days.
Yo, it's crazy. I just got my license. Like it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Just got my license.
Oh, damn, that
Yeah,
is crazy.
in my 40s. Yeah, I just got my license. It's crazy. No,
It's
yeah,
never too late.
come
Hold on,
on
we
now,
applauding that too.
come on, man.
That's how we rock it. Look at here, nothing but fucking lessons, not
Nah,
even
man.
intentionally. Come on, game within the game within the game.
Man. You know, I was doing shit for other people. Like my second car was a Jaguar. I think we know why. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all motherfuckers. Okay, and here the craziest part. I think I had at that point I was rapping a little bit. I think at that point I probably got the biggest payment I ever had from rap. At that point and it was like a check for $7,500. Put it in the bank.
Mm.
I went to the bank. Can I get all of it? Can I withdraw? How much do you want to withdraw, sir? 7,500. All of it.
All.
Yeah, well, you should leave some in the account to keep the account open. I don't want the account open.
I want the money.
Want all the money. I want all the money out the bank, please. I got shit to do. I got people to impress now. Come on, give me my goddamn money, man. I took that money, right? My biggest payday ever. 7,500. I'm rich. I went to this balling, no
Balling.
license. I said, here's it. Yo, I went to the dealership. The fucking car, it was a Jaguar. It must have been like $6,900. Let me get that. Hey man, I got like $600. I got like $600 left. I'm chilling. I got that's for the night. So I got the Jaguar, and I got about 500, a little over $500 left. Man, listen, you can't tell me shit. I did that for man. But guess what? I could count on my hand the amount of times I drove that car because I was in the hood. Where am I driving this car? Don't get me wrong. I took a lot of pictures in front of it.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah,
flex.
nah, we chilling, man. You know, we used to drink our little 40s and Hennessy. We used to drink in front of the car just to, you know, it's for the aesthetic. It's for the aesthetic.
For the
vibe. The
vibes,
Jaguars for the vibes, man. Like, you know, fuck all that. This is for us. And they make it, and your friends make you feel like it's for everybody. My friends ended up driving the car more than me. Of course, my dumbass gets locked up. I have to give the car. I have to put it up for bail's bondsman, and the rest is history. Right? No more Jaguar. I had it for like a couple months. But I say all that to say I did that for other people. The whole kid and caboodle, the whole setting. Let me get the 7,500. Let me spend 6,900 of that on a car that I can't afford. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. I got about $500 to $700 left, or like 500. I had a little over $500 left. That means we could eat. That means we could drink. That means we can get our marijuana. There we have it.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta get the smoke.
Man.
This,
So
yeah. That's
For
that's a
2-3
necessity.
days, we was kings. We were kings for 2-3 days, right? Notice I said we. It was just me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I did something for myself, that wouldn't have got any applause. If I did something for myself, you know what?
They would know. See,
You know
that's
what
the
I
thing.
did? You know what I did, fellas? I hit the block and I say, fellas, just got paid $7,500. I invested 7,000 of that into a fund in our
IRA.
IRA. What the fuck you did that for, dummy? They'd have called me a dummy.
You
They'd have
stupid.
called me a
Yup. We could have been balling. We could have hit the
like you
club. We could have
stupid
smoked. We could have
shit.
bought a pack. Like,
You dumb
yep.
ass. Why would you put your money in? Then here comes the negativity. Man, them people stole your money, man. People stole your money. The white
They
folks, man,
scammed
got you.
you.
You dumbass. He investing. This dummy investing. Who he think he is? Fucking Stringer Bell and shit. Like, get this.
You know, invest in a scam that the white supremacists use to keep us in the hood. We put our money in them companies. We ain't never gonna see that money. And they
You've
still
heard it
own the
all,
company.
right?
You
I
got
know
played.
you've heard it.
Man, look, here's the thing. We've been talking about the homies the whole time. Isn't it crazy how when you sit there and do something, like when you doing good, all of a sudden it's we doing it, but when you fuck up,
Oh yeah.
you made a bad choice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then look, and then you stupid.
Damn,
And
why
then you
you
stupid
do
too.
that?
This dumbass.
Yeah,
This
you stupid.
dumbass.
You sit there get money, you get a car. Yeah, we got a car. We doing it now. We balling. But then you go fuck up. You get arrested. You to make a bad choice. You to lose all your
You
money.
dumb as
Damn, you
hell.
stupid. Nah, I thought
Oh,
we were stupid.
yo, it's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. It's true though. True, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Ain't nothing that you can ever do. Because it's funny that you said about the Jaguar too. Because my second car, I lived in the South at the time, was a Crown Vic that I went and put rims on.
Ooh.
With the
Yeah.
police intercepted
Yeah.
rims. I went through the rims on the motherfucker. Rims cost more
Facts.
than the car, just because I wanted to be like, oh, okay, you doing it, and I
Mm-hmm.
see you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to do that. So, and then what do I know? Again, I lived in the fucking hood. Like a week later, shit got stolen. I have no
All
fucking
for
car.
naught. Come on, man. What are we doing, man? We gotta wake up, man. I mean, I know it's not cool coming from a rapper or a motivational speaker.
Nah, fuck all that. That's what they didn't need to hear. Cause fucking it be all that. Jay-Z back in the day made you feel like you might as well kill yourself if you have a. Remember the
That
imaginary
song.
player where he's sitting there talking about the Range Rover? Like them shits
Like, them
even got
shits even got
leathers.
letters? Yeah.
Like damn dog, I'm failing with a Range Rover
Now, what's
now.
the
That's
difference between a 4.0
crazy.
and a 4.5? 30,
That's
30 to
right.
40
80 grand.
cocksucker beat it. Like, oh my God. Oh my
Like,
God.
yo, you'd have made it so I don't got the right type of
That's
Range Rover, so I'm still
wild.
a loser. God damn,
I
that's
think
crazy.
I think Jay-Z suffers from, and listening to his newest stuff, I think he suffers from a little bit of guilt.
Yeah, no, because
He said it.
he
Yeah.
has tried to
Yeah.
correct some of his crazy
Yeah.
overspending shit, talking about
Right.
investing and buying paintings and building it. Like he has tried to do that, but like, damn, back in the day, like he make you feel like you failing because your chain's white
Right.
gold, it
Like,
ain't
yo,
platinum. Like,
platinum?
damn, I don't even got the
I
right
swear to
kind of
God, I never
jewelry.
even heard of platinum. I'm like, what? I was asking my, yo, what the fuck is platinum? Like, what? I've never heard of that. Like, this dude was,
Like, he's sitting there talking about the shit that sound
right,
made up. That's what I'm saying. Or Kanye West be sitting there talking about the cars. Like, that don't
right.
sound like a real car, man. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yo,
I don't think that
that's
exists.
crazy. That brings me to another point. That just made me think, right? Like, where I'm at now in life, and boredom, and what people
Mm,
consider to be boredom or being bored. Um, yo, if you think about it, right, the older you get, to be to to be bored is a privilege and a blessing in
mm,
disguise, right? Because that tells me a couple things. If you're bored, or if you're good with being bored, this tells me you're comfortable with your own thoughts, and you can be
mm.
unbiasedly introspective. Unbiasedly introspective. Like, you could look at yourself and what you do or what you think, in an unbiased fashion, right? And yeah, so being bored is a privilege at this point, because if you're bored, that means a couple of things. Also, it tells me that you're not out doing what the rest of your unsuccessful friends are doing, right? That tells me that not only that, you're not letting them coerce you or not being influenced
Mm.
by doing such activities that's not cohesive to growth, like unhealthy decisions or frivolous money spending, etc. So being bored, and people call it bored. I don't call it bored. I don't call. Yeah, I don't call it
Okay.
chilling with the family. Not I don't call not drinking and screaming and listening to loud music and dancing. I don't call that, the opposite of that, boredom. Right? That's not my connotation to it. I don't put a negative connotation to just chilling in the house, relaxing, coffee, whatever the case may be, dinner in the house, not spending a whole bunch of money, not drinking alcohol, not smoking weed, not doing drugs. I don't call the opposite of that boredom. What do you call that, Jay? Yoda. What do you call that?
Man, okay. So what I was trying to piece together. And then you said it at the end, and I absolutely agree. Like the majority of people in the world would label me
Mm-hmm.
as boring, but I personally have not been
Right.
bored in years. So I don't do any of the shit that people consider fun. I don't go to the club. I don't go to the bar. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't run around late at night with people. I don't be running around chasing girls and all of that. I don't play video games. That's not really the same thing. I just don't have to play video games. But I work. I work out, do this here with you, talk to my mother, fucking shit like that. Sit at the house,
Chilling.
chill with my dog, work,
Chilling.
all this stuff, right? And
Right.
I love all of it. I don't, because I think that people who who have the need for this sort of constant entertainment is what they call it, but I personally believe it to be
I was going to say that.
escapism, is because they are not exactly, well, that's what all of it is, right? Like you go to the club to get away
Yep.
from your life. It's not to add on to your life. It's not to improve your life. You go into a loud ass dark room playing music that you could barely understand over and over again, and you get drunk around a bunch of strangers. You don't know what the fuck is going on outside. It's like a whole entire different world in there, right? Or you sit around and drinking and smoking to escape from what it is that you've got going on. And you do the exact same thing, chasing girls. You feel bad about yourself, so you need some validation that some girl will let you talk to her or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. And like all of this is just distractions from the fact that you're not where it is that you want to be in life. That's the reason that people need this constant entertainment. Even the reason that most people play video games is to escape
Absolutely.
from their own actual
Absolutely.
reality. Like you see the video game that lets you make the character, and very few people make versions of themselves. You see the fattest motherfucker in the world walking around looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger on the game. And what's crazy is like you could get like that in real life. Like Grand Theft Auto as the last video game I played way, way, way back in the day. But like they got it now, so you can go and build your whole entire life. You can make all this money. You can buy all these cars and these big ass houses and shit. But it's like you could do that in real life, man. Like why don't you want to
That's
do that for
interesting.
real? You could get in shape for real. You could buy clothes for real. You could buy these cars. You could buy these houses. You could do all of that. You could all do all of this in real life. If you put the exact same amount of work in that you do and sitting there clicking away on your little controller to tapping on your keyboard and doing something productive, you could do the exact same thing for yourself for real. And I would rather do that personally.
Let me
But
hit that point right there, because that was interesting. Because when I play what is it, PlayStation 5. I don't play it a lot, but when I do, I'm playing John Madden. Always wanted to play football, so I'm playing John Madden football. I always wanted to play football, and then I have there's a boxing game, it's called Undisputed. I like to box, but I know I can't. Or I don't say I can't, but those things I'm not physically doing. So let me go here and tackle somebody and have a 50-yard run, and it's like, oh, I'm getting it is escape. You're escaping, bro. You're escaping, and you're right. A fat person that's making a avatar in a game, and he's not duplicating himself. He's trying to duplicate.
you don't
Nah,
see no fat
he's trying to
video game
duplicate the
characters.
best version of himself, or what? But you
who he wishes that he was. And that's the thing though. You can become this person. And that's the craziest thing in the world to me with the Grand Theft Auto. I tried to, back in the day, I played this game called, it was Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, that was
We was the
fire.
fucking
That
cowboy. It's
shit
like
was
Grand Theft
fire.
Auto.
That
And
was
that
fire.
game was fire as hell. Then they came out a few years ago. They came out with
Yep.
version number 2. And I tried to play it and it was way more like elaborate and shit. But it's basically like you're making this whole entire
Yep.
life and shit. And it's like, I could do that with my life. And when I realized that, I'm like, I'm not playing this game no more. Because I want to
Right.
do this for real. You know, like I could allocate this time to making this fucking cowboy dude do all this dope shit, or I can go do dope shit. I would rather do dope shit personally. But a lot of people settle for making the cowboy do dope shit, or the fucking Fortnite people. I don't know what games people play now. Fucking Fortnite, I assume, or Halo, if that's a thing still. They want these people to do dope shit. But like, you could go do this dope shit. You could do the shit that your Grand Theft Auto avatar character is doing. You can make your life just like this for real if you're willing to put in the work. And if you stop sitting here, like if you do all of this work, then you won't need to go to the clubs. You won't need to run around chasing these random women. You won't need to sit around watching a movie pretending that was you in it. Like, I think that the vast majority of people who watch TV and or movies do it as a replacement for their own life. Like, not everybody.
Yeah.
I like to watch a movie sometimes. I like to watch TV sometimes. And I'm cool with my life. I love my life. So that doesn't apply. But there are lots of people who hate their life and live it through the TV shows that they're watching. They live it through the movies that they have going on. This is why people like flip out and stuff. You see people like petition directors and all of that stuff when they make a change to something, or it's not what it is that they want it to be, because they're living their life through this piece of entertainment. And when it's not what they want it to be, their whole world collapses. Same thing that we were talking about before off camera. People do it with music. This is why if like somebody puts out a bad album, their whole entire world is just like, no, this is, especially back in the day when albums came out less frequently. Like, there was a time in my life when I was much more invested in music because I didn't like the remainder of my life. And it was a certain album that I was waiting for from a certain artist. And that shit came out and I was like, oh, this is wildly depressing. And I was pissed because it's like, I waited for years for this. And now it's ass. Fuck. What do I do now? You know, you sit there, you got the release date, you're looking forward to the release date and shit. But and then you get it's like,
I remember those. I remember those days.
You're not gonna get another one for 3 years, 5 years. Yep. So but that's why people wind up in this is because they have all of this escapism. They're not good with their own life, and that's why they can't accept what most people would call boring. They can't accept the boredom. Now, while actually truly being bored, I believe that there's no excuse to be nowadays. But the idea of being boring is something that most people are actively against because they can't tolerate it themselves. Like I made a video a while ago saying that most people think that I'm boring, and because I described the shit that I did, and a bunch of dumbasses responded to it, telling me that I was boring, like it was an insult. Like I said in the beginning, I'm boring and I like it, and they're like, "Hi, you're boring." Like, what is wrong with you?
Word, man. That word is trash. I don't even like my kids using that word. Yeah.
Boring.
Let's kill that word. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, because but see, again, this goes back to before these subtle little words and things that people say, like you're boring or whatever, because if you're not doing what everyone else is doing, then you're living your life wrong. And people will love to tell you, oh, you're missing out, or you're not living your life, or you're going to die one day and you're going to have so many regrets that you didn't go to the club every Friday and get drunk with a bunch of strangers and try to talk to these bitches so that you could get rejected after you bought them a bunch of drinks. Like, because to them, that's the epitome of life. Like the amount of people who tell me that I'm missing out because I don't drink, or that you have to balance these things, is absolute insanity. Because like, you believe that this is the pinnacle of living. You believe that the pinnacle of life is standing in a dark ass room and poisoning yourself in a crowd of strangers. I know better. I have much better things going on. I have things that I would like to do. I have things that this will prevent me from doing, from being able to accomplish. If I'm sitting here like a dumbass gyrating with random bitches until the fucking 3 a.m. on every Friday and Saturday and waking up the next day feeling like shit. But because that's how they paint everything. So they try and make you feel like you're living life wrong because you're not doing what it is that they are doing. And so many people are unable to withstand these things. Like even the amount of people who will reach out to me, like, I want to stop drinking, but my friends feel a way about it. I want to stop smoking, but my friends feel a way about it. I want to go to the gym. It's wild. It's like, those aren't your
No.
friends, man. Those are people that you know.
Yes.
There is a big ass difference. They don't fuck with you, and you shouldn't fuck with them. Leave them behind.
Period.
Period. Because even if you want to be someone who drinks, like, you should have in your mind, in the back of your mind, you should consciously be aware that it's better to not drink. You're just choosing to do it anyway. That's
Yes.
completely different. So if your friend then says, I want to stop,
Hell
you should
yeah.
applaud that motherfucker, even if you don't
Yep.
want to stop personally, because he's trying
Yep.
to better himself. You should know that going to the gym is better than not going to the gym. Even if
Right.
you don't want to go, if that was truly your friend, you should applaud him for bettering his fucking self. But people don't do that because nobody wants to see you succeed because they're fucking
Even
bad.
hold you accountable. Even a friend that's drinking and you're trying to stop, that friend should still hold you accountable. Like, yo, put that down, dog.
You said you wasn't doing this. Who
Right.
cares what
Put
I'm
that
doing?
down,
You're not
dog.
doing this. If you can't be around me while I'm drinking,
The
then
fuck
get
that
the
got to
fuck
do
out.
with me, man? That ain't got nothing to do with me. I know, but I know better, but I choose to do wrong. That's different, man. So yeah, no, you're absolutely fucking right, man.
It's just, see, and the thing is, like, people will sit there and act like that's not a thing, but that is it. Because even like you back in the hood or whatever, it's always one person who's tried. Like, you get somebody who want to go and do the stupid shit. Somebody want to go on a mission. Somebody want to get put on, and there's always one that's like, nah, you on a good path. This isn't for you. Because he has the self-awareness to know this is not life. I'm not living right. And you have an opportunity to be better. There's always that one person, but most of the people, and that's also the person who gets shunned. Like, you remember Menace to Society. Nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
Now, that's a great point. Is that one person, has he been eliminated? Yeah. Yeah, because you bring up a great point. Back in the day, if you seen the kid that had a chance to make it out, it would be someone to say, man, nah, this ain't for you, man. This ain't for you. You go ahead and do that. Even if in rap songs you would hear like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, no, this is what I do. I do, you know what Hov say, I did it so you don't have to do it and shit like that. So has that person in our community or culture, has that person been eliminated? That person that says, yo, dog, don't do what I do. Be great. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Go ahead, be great. Because that person has been murdered.
Man, I mean, it's hard. Like, I remember now that you bring this up, I remember fucking trap music when T.I. had the whole shit about be better than me, don't sell drugs. I sell drugs, but you shouldn't sell drugs. Like, at the very, like, it's hard for me to say, like, on an interpersonal level, because I'm not around them type people no more. But, like, you don't hear it in the music at all nowadays either. You don't, all you hear is the go do that shit. You know, it's gang and we sliding on the ops and all that. That's all that you hear in the packs that's wrapped up in whatever the fuck, and across the state you a interstate trafficking serial killer gangbanger. Like that's all that you hear. So you don't get the other side, and we've talked about that before. Is you don't even get the cautionary Jeezy, don't get caught. Like you don't even get that no more. It's just all the other shit. But yeah, I think that, and again, I think like everything else, that's a conscious effort to kind of eliminate certain things, because to keep people stuck in certain places. And when you have the Sharifs and all of that, it kind of puts a hole in it. Like, I mean, every once in a while, you know, you get the people, you get like fucking 19 keys or whatever telling you to do better, but they're still on the older side. Like, I don't feel like there's anything that the younger people have for that. Because I remember even back in the day, like, it was the older people, but they were young older people. Like, they were older than me. You know what I mean? Like, I might be we 15, he fucking 20, but he still knows better. So I don't feel like the young people have that anymore.
And it's like,
I agree with that.
Even it's a morality too. Like, he feels bad. He might feel bad giving you a pack of drugs to sell because he's like, nah. So is that person to me is a good person, even though he sells drugs, but he knows. No, it doesn't 100%. Feel right giving this kid these drugs to sell. Nah, dog, go. Yo, you good at basketball, man. Go shoot that basketball, man.
Go play basketball. Nah. Yeah, go fucking study for your test. Go do all of that. You get good grades. Keep doing it.
Yeah, those characters. whether it be acting or characters in movies like Sharif, rappers like, Jeezy, T.I., Jay-Z, or Nas, that'll give you that other side of the fence. The other side of the fence. There's an action, and then there's a repercussion with that action. You can't just give me the action and don't give me the repercussion. And that's what I've always tried
Yeah.
to. I've been skating and trying to tightrope that with my music. Like, all right, these things have been done or I've seen, but here's the other side to that. Here's even an introspective look on what I just said I did or what that person just did. Here's a deep dive. Here's a
Mhm.
deep dive into what I think about or what's one may think about if you commit a crime, a heinous crime. There's what might be going through your head if you do something like this. And it's not all gravy, man. I slid and I did this and I felt great. Nah, that's not real. That's not reality, right? So even when we talk about boredom and what's us eliminating that word boredom and what is considered the opposite of boredom, which is entertaining, which is jumping around in clubs and drinking alcohol with women and sorry to say, but that has been pushed through music, through the music that I'm in, through the genre of music that I personally uh, hold a space in, which is hip hop music, man. And I seen some on X. I know it was like a joke. I think it was a joke, and it was someone said that Sexy Red is a CIA agent or that was placed. I seen that. I was going to send it to you. I knew it was fake, but it was hilarious to me. Yeah, nah, I seen that. If I see it come up,
That's
nah, it's
fucking
crazy though.
hilarious.
But she was placed here to do undisclosed things to the culture or whatever the case may be. And it was a joke, but but jokes. The things about jokes is that there is some sort of reality or some type of truth that derives from a joke, right? A joke, you can't just make the joke out of
So
thin air, right? So, and I'm not singling out Sexy Red. Well, I am. Well, I am. Or that
nah,
that character, that character she plays.
that's
That
what I was
character
gonna
she
say.
plays.
I don't. The only music I've ever heard from Sexy Red is she was on a Kevin Gates song. But I know the general type, and there's a reason that all of the female rappers are of a certain archetype today. And there is a reason that all of the rappers that get pushed are of a certain type today. And quite honestly, if we're just going to sit there and go down this rabbit hole, there was a thing for a little while about how like Nas picked terrible beats. And I never understood that because he doesn't. Like he has good beats, he got good songs, but I feel like when you look at people like Nas, I feel like they're specifically not pushed for a reason. And it's that exactly what it is that you said. Like they'll give you one side of it or they'll give you both sides of the thing, or they'll give you a different perspective. They'll give you like, if you look back in the day, like, I Can
Mm-hmm.
was a great song, but everyone around it painted it as corny. And I know when I first
Me
heard
too.
it, I thought it was corny too, but I recently listened to it a little while
It's
ago. I'm like,
dope.
yo, this song is full of game. He got
Yeah,
bars. This is a
yeah.
good ass song, but they paint these certain things a certain way. And I think that people like Jeezy kind of wound up to like skirt that, is because while he does give you both, the bigger focus for most people on Jeezy is on his trap tales. It's on it's on all of that. Like he put out the last year, which was much more
Yeah.
introspective, work on yourself and do all of these type things. And it didn't
No, it
get
didn't.
pushed the same way,
No, it
even
didn't.
though it's Jeezy. But once you start talking about a certain thing, then all of a sudden they don't want you to say these things anymore. They want to pivot away from it and focus again on the Sexy Reds and the Megan the Stallions. And this is not hating on them specifically. I'm not overly familiar with their music, but it's a reason that the most popular rappers nowadays are talking about being hoes and shooting people and doing
Yeah, I mean, there
drugs.
has to be a flip side to that, right? I mean, as a yin and a yang and a balance, there is a thing called balance. So I'm not even, I'm not even, and there is balance. But like you said, the other side of that token, I think people would be more comfortable with it if both sides of the balance beam would to be equal or pushed equally, or
Mm-hmm.
and when we say push, because this is a real vague word right there, like, oh, it's not getting pushed, but we mean being placed in front of people's vision, right? Being pushed is like something like you go to Apple Music and the first page of Apple Music is new music, so and so, right? So that's what being
Yep.
pushed means. Like, it'd be nice to have a balanced attack when it comes to that. Like, all right, you got your Sexy Red, then you got your Shade Noir or your Rhapsody or whatever. You know the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like a yin and a.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that's where I have some disagreements, because me and my wife, again, we spoke about this. Was Little Kim, was that the same thing, right? Because that would be the no, hold on, that'd be the argument though. That would be the argument. Well,
Yeah.
it's
They want to.
always been this, but and I'd say that, and I told my wife this. Yeah, yeah, but there's a difference between the violence in Boys in the Hood and the violence in state property. Same violence, but it's different. Like, I can't explain. It's Boys in the Hood. It's presented in a different way. Like there's cursing. There's calling women bitches in Boys in the Hood. There's all these things in Boys in the Hood, but you can't. It's not done like it's done in state property. So I would compare.
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I have
I would
I have a
compare
couple.
Little Kim to be fucking Boys in the Hood, and
Boys in the Hood.
so not to down state property was a good one,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm trying to. Yeah,
No, State Property
you
is a
know
good
where I'm
movie.
getting at.
Yeah.
You know where I'm getting
So what I think, if you look at Boys in the Hood, if you look at Menace to Society, if you look at Juice, even if you fast forward a little bit and you look at Belly and then Paid in Full, at the end of the day, these are all cautionary tales about the pitfalls of these lifestyles, right? Like, you think Kane gets murdered, O-Dog goes to jail, fucking Doughboy
at. True,
dies, Bishop gets
true.
thrown off the roof, fucking Mekhi Phifer gets killed by Cameron, and fucking Ace got him arrested,
Yeah.
and then he snitched, but Ace
No
went
happy
off, but he
ending.
wasn't all
No
rich,
happy
and
ending.
he just had, nobody has good happy endings. Like, Nas went off to Africa because he realized he sucked, and DMX, I don't remember what happened to DMX, but
Belly was a mess, so I forgot what happened to him.
yeah, but anyway, but the point is, so state property and like Killer Season are like come up tales where Cameron wins
That's
at
what I'm
the
trying to.
end of
Yeah,
Killer
great
Season.
point.
Beanie Siegel wins at the end of State Property. And the difference in those things in Scarface is a come up and a fall. But State Property's a rise. Not painful. Killer Season's a rise. And I think that's the difference too there is still because with Little Kim, she was with Biggie and Jada and all of them. And so she also got I know some people say Biggie wrote all of Lil Kim. I don't know about any of that specifically. She was still rapping after Biggie was
She
gone.
wrote
So
a
who
lot of
fucking
other
knows?
stuff.
But anyway, the point is, so
Yeah.
that's what I thought. But so you get all of that shit there too, because Biggie still had the lessons in his stuff. Jada Kiss, Styles, and them had the same shit. So she had a lot of that influence in there. So yeah, she has the party. Yeah, she has the bad bitch, whatever the fuck aesthetic, but she also has the other side of the coin. Whereas nowadays, Megan Thee Stallion is just a bad bitch. Sexy Red is just a bad
That's
bitch.
it.
Like, fucking ESTG is
Right.
just a murderer.
Right.
Like, you don't get
Right.
both sides of the thing, and I think that's the difference now. Because like, you could say like, yeah, 50 Cent was violent, okay, cool, but there was two sides to 50 Cent. Or Nas was super violent, but there were two sides to Nas. Same thing with Tupac. Same thing. Not so much Jay-Z, but like, he wasn't super violent.
He wasn't super violent, but he was super flashy and flamboyant. But there was another side of a super hustler, and then there was a side of, well, these things happened. I shot my brother, and right.
Yeah, that's what I say. You get imaginary players, but
Right,
then you
right,
get "You
right,
Must
right,
Love Me." So if you get girls, 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 but you get
right,
song cry.
right, right.
So yeah, so you don't get both with all of the rest of these people like you did back in the day with like Ti. Yeah, Ti trapped. He sold drugs, but then he got "Be Better Than Me," or he got his version of the "You Must Love Me" with his
Yes,
dad and the
yes.
woman and his moms and all. Like you get both of this, where you got the even fucking Plies had the
Yeah,
"I'm Running My Mama
that
Crazy"
was a
song.
thing
Like
back in the day, like a
so
balance.
yeah, you had both because they knew that you can't just do one. I saw an interview actually. I wasn't an interview; it was a review. It was talking about Pusha T. Once they took away Malice from Pusha T
Mm,
from the clips,
wow,
it
that was
shifted because now you just have Pusha T was
wow.
basically just a straight villain without his brother to balance him out. And
No,
that's
no,
not a
that,
knock.
I
I love
get
Pusha
that.
T; he's a great rapper.
That's
But but
yeah,
it's a great thing because you had the juxtaposition between the two. Like Malice did the stuff with the conscious in it, and Pusha T was just like the bad guy. Then you took him
bad
away; it's
guy.
just straight
Yeah,
bad guy now. So that I think that's a great example of what it is that we had before. We had the clips before, then we got solo Pusha T now.
I never looked at it like that. It's with the clips. That's a great point. It's all soon as Malice left, it was well. Now I get to be the villainous cocaine dealer that but they're
Yeah, now he's
right,
the
yeah, but
crazy dude.
now they back together. Well, that balance is back. I can't wait to hear that album when it comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna
that's
be an
gonna be
amazing album.
fire. But and the part that's gonna be fire is the balance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
back in the
that's the
fourth.
part where I'm interested. I'm interested to hear how that sounds in 2025, whenever it comes out. I'm interested to hear how that sounds.
They had a great. I don't know if you heard Pusha T's last
Yeah,
album. That it's almost
yeah,
dry shit, but him and Malice had the last track on there together. It
yeah,
was fucking great because they both did
yeah,
their own shit, but like it balances itself out and
yeah. I like
it's great.
I like the clips. I like Pusher, and I like Malice. So, and I don't like too many people. So, yeah, I don't
Hmm.
like.
Yeah,
Um, we, I mean, people know that. People know that. But
but yeah, I think that's a great example for where stuff kind of
yeah,
turned or how stuff is
yeah.
turned
So
now.
basically, we said all that to say these are the things that might be influencing people not to do or not to be the greatest version of themselves. Not rap music, but just how we're presenting it, how we're looking at it.
Hmm.
Especially the type of, especially when it's, how can I say it? I don't want to. I want to. I'm a rapper, so I gotta. Yeah, I still gotta fucking rap at the end of the day, Jay. Like, you feel me? It might be better coming from you, but I still, just still a balance. It still has to be a balance with when I'm writing. It hasn't always been like that,
Well,
but most recently,
yeah, no, because your stuff is, again, it's still that your stuff is not just straight. I don't even really look at your shit as like typical like gangster
yeah,
rap. I know you talk about the regular some of the regular topics, but it's in a much different light. Like even you had I think it's on one of the fucking director's cut ones where you had a bar about the being tatted with the ink from the chess pieces. But it's like this
yeah,
it's not just
yeah,
a
yeah.
flex, it goes in along with the rest of this. This is why I'm qualified to say these things that I'm saying here. Like
You
I've
listen
been
on a
through
different
this.
level, man. We gotta
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, people
Nah,
people
you
don't be
listen
paying
on a
attention to
different level.
stuff.
We gotta dedicate a show to that. I don't think people clearly hear, and just the way you took that bar is exactly how I meant it to be presented, right? Like, yo, if you know, which I know you do know, you got tats or whatever the case may be, but it's not just saying, yo, I got a lot of tats. I'm tatted up. Nah, dog. These came from prison. These are
This was
prison,
prison
which
tats.
means which means it came. I was in a spot in my life where it was a bad spot in my life. So uh, that's what. It's not just me saying I'm tatted up. Nah, you should listen to what I'm saying because these tattoos come from prison. These tattoos were from chess pieces. Um, these tattoos, if you want to tattoo, and tattoos are, that's a whole different another subject, but I always looked at tattoos differently because they're not cosmetic. Like if you want them, you have to go through pain. You can't just get the tat. Yeah,
I
you
say
can't just
the
get a
exact
tattoo and
same
look
thing. Yeah.
cool. Oh, I'm gonna get a cat. You'll find out when that needle hits you. Like I don't want to be cool no more.
This is endurance. Like you see the
Yeah,
people tatted
yeah,
from head to feet, like they went
right,
through some
right.
shit
We know
for
that,
that.
so it's like, and I'm not. It's not a flex if you don't have tattoos. You don't know pain, but it's just a metaphor of if you want something, right? If you want something, you got to
You
suffer
got to
from it.
suffer for it. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing is
So
free. Nothing
nothing
in life
is.
is free. So, but that's the going back to the music thing. That's what I think is the difference. There is still you say these certain types of things, but if you actually listen to what it is that you were saying, it's more than just the hollow flexes or the I'm violently
Yeah,
threatening
yeah,
you. It's the context
yeah.
around the
Not
stuff and the lessons
even when
behind the
we was talking
things.
about your friends trying to manipulate you and coerce you, and you buying things to appease what they like. I thought of a bar that said, buying a whole bunch of shit that you don't need for a whole bunch of people you don't like. Right? I think I forgot what song it was, but that bar came to mind, and I was like, "Yo, man, I be talking, man. I be talk. I don't know if people hear, but those. That's the type of rap I grew up on. That's the type of music
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on, and we need to bring, not even bring. It's there. It's there. We just need to, like you said, to the
Bring it to the
forefront. We need
forefront.
to push that. So,
1000%.
but like I said, we're gonna do top three. We're gonna do a top three. We're gonna do a top three, and this is for all my manipulators out there, all my shitty ass so-called friends out there. We know who you are. We know your language. We speak it fluently. We speak this language, bro. So me and Jason are gonna devise a top three. This is the first time we're doing this. So
Are we doing three apiece or are
we're
we
gonna
doing three
we're gonna
collective?
collectively come up with three. We're gonna discuss, shoot some out, and be like, all right, well, let's put that one three, and
All
we're gonna
right.
go from 3 to 1 too. So we're gonna have the top statement. So I think, and I wrote a couple down while we were, because I'm like, all right, where is these? I wrote a couple of things down that might. So where would you put this one? This one probably applies to if you're trying to get healthy, or you're trying to lose some weight, trying to go to the gym. There's a couple, but here's one of them. You looked better with the weight on. Who the fuck says that? We know who says that.
That's a man, the fats. That is one that I would take and just kind of umbrella into you were good how you used to be, or you're good like you are.
It's crazy.
You're fine just the way
Here's
that you
another
are.
one that goes and ties into that one, so we could just lump it all in together. Well, you've been lifting weights, man. You getting too big, man. You too cocky. You need to. How the fuck are you too?
Yeah, you don't be careful. You don't
How
get
are
too
you too
big.
muscular, man?
You don't want them arms to get too big. Yeah, you could be too strong. You
How
got to
the
be
fuck?
careful.
Why would
You got that. That's not
yo
good for
yo
you.
you too? Come on, man. So if you hear that, if you hear anything like that, any
Any
version,
version of you're okay as you are, you were better
yes,
before, you're becoming too much of this. It's all the
yes.
same thing. Absolutely.
Another one. You can probably place this at 2. Fuck it. Or this could be applied. This is broad, but it could be applied to so many things. It's what's wrong with what you have now, right? So that could be, yeah. What's
Mm.
wrong? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that 1 bedroom apartment? Or what's wrong with?
Yeah, what's wrong with the apartment you got now? What's wrong with the
Well, I
car
want
you got
more.
now? What's
I want more.
You can't be
Nah, yeah,
greedy.
don't.
We gotta
What's
appreciate
wrong
what
with
you got.
what's
Like
wrong with
what?
that?
What's wrong with how you look? What's wrong with how
Right?
you dress now?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that chain that
What's
you got?
wrong with how you dress now?
What's
Y'all want better shit,
you don't got enough
right? Hey,
tattoos?
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with you? There? If you hear this, man, you better run. What's wrong? And it could be held at any. You could put it anywhere. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with it? If you hear it, be aware. And I would put number one, and you would probably agree. You've heard this a million times. Money isn't everything. Come on now. Money isn't everything.
Okay, hold up. All right, so I have a different
Okay,
contender
let's
for number
go. Let's
one,
go.
but hold up. I want to go to that one first because money isn't everything. It's not all about looking good. All of these things are them people who don't want you to be better. You know who tells you it's not all about money? The poors. You know who tells you it's not all about looking good? The fats. They don't want you to look good because they don't. And the funny part is, yes, they're correct.
Right.
It isn't all about money, but they're in no position to be telling
Absolutely.
you that. And secondly, we've said this before, life is not all about air, but try and live without it. Like, life is not all about a house, but enjoy living without one.
That's crazy, yo.
So it's these stupid little belittling statements that they sit there and they say and try and discourage you from doing the thing that's it's not all about
It's not
this.
all about that.
What about your spiritual health and well-being?
Well, why would
Like, fuck out of here, man. I'm trying to do better in life. Like, you could be spiritual and rich.
Oh yeah.
This is only poor people who believe
Oh, that's
otherwise.
another one. Rich people are evil.
That is right there. But my contender for the first one is I'm just looking out for you.
That's my vote. That is number one. We're moving money isn't everything to number two. No, hold on. If you hear that, if you hear that,
I just want what's
you
best
better
for
run
you.
the other way.
They are lying to you.
You better run the other way if you hear that, buddy. If those words come out of anybody's mouth, you better fucking run. Because those words don't need to be said. Some things don't need to be said. Right? And if you're
because it only ever follows bullshit. You've been working too much. You need a day off.
I'm just
looking
looking
out for you. You've been going to the gym too much. I don't want you to get injured. I just want what's best for you. Just try. That's all. I just care about you. That's why I'm telling you to stop working out. That's why I'm telling you to smoke this weed. I just want what's best for you.
Wow. I'm just looking out for you, man. I just want what's best for you. Shit, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die in the gym.
I just had your best interest. Yeah, I don't want you to die for making too much money. I don't want you to get sick because you ate too healthy.
You know them people that come with the stats. Yo, man, you know people die in the gym, man. You work too, you push your heart to the.
Do you know that 100% of people who have ever worked out have died?
Yeah, watch out! I'm telling you. Look, these are cautionary tales, man. These are cautionary tales. Please, I know we're being satirical, but this is facts, though. These are facts. If you hear these,
1,000% facts. You do not need to be around these people. They will bring you down. That is their goal. That is their purpose in life.
Whether they know it or not. It doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't matter whether they know it or not. Oh, that's a good point.
Their intentions don't matter. It matters what they're doing. Someone could come and stab you with no intention of hurting you. You still go bleed out.
Like, negative is negative. Oh, he doesn't know he's being negative. I don't give a fuck.
Doesn't matter. He's still being negative. You're still absorbing that negative energy into your sphere, and it is still affecting you. It is still pulling you down. It is lowering your vibration and making you be not as good as you possibly can be. And they're putting these little
Yes.
doubts into your head and stuff, and all of that shit will add up. And then you're going to start to question yourself and what it is that you were doing. And once you start questioning yourself, you will slowly stop believing in yourself. And once you stop believing yourself, you are that close from just giving up, because it's belief that allows you to do all of the shit. And that's what they're trying to take from you with all of these
Can
things.
I get a gunshot right there? Or pull something? Man, this was beautiful, Jay. This was beautiful, Yoda. We preaching, man. We doing God's work right now. Couple of,
Facts.
Couple of things we missed to getting in there, but we'll catch you on the next show. Get to him on the next show.
Yeah, we'll circle back around.
Yeah, we was just grooving on this one.
They ain't
going
nowhere.
nowhere. We was grooving. So, enjoy your week, especially after watching something like this. Go to the gym, eat, cook you a nice good steak, man. Throw some butter on that motherfucker, man. Get right, man. Get right.
Get some fucking protein, do some fucking push-ups, do some dips. But here's the thing, though, that I would like to stress. You can't just run around forever listening to all of this motivational shit, all of this inspirational shit without actually doing something about it, because that's a huge waste of time. So if you hear this and when it makes you want to do something, because it will, because we just killed this whole shit right now, then get the fuck up and go do some shit. Pause it and do some push-ups.
Jay, you just fucking
Go open an LLC while you're listening to this.
I'm about to go do some. I'm about to go punch something.
He about to go work out in the middle of it, and he's saying it. So the fuck is your excuse? Go do
That's
some
what's
shit.
up. Game within the game, yo. More gunshots, Jay. More toxic masculinity.
Oh, all kinds of toxic masculinity in this bitch. We misogyny.
Large guns and muscles and sweat and trees and forests and Arnold Schwarzenegger voices.
You lucky I can't get a fucking flex sound.
That's the do you know the flex? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You get the flex noise. I'm gonna install that shit on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Fucking do some shit, goddammit. Motherfucking make something of your fucking life. No one cares if you're inspired if you don't do shit with your inspiration. Fuck your motivation.
Do some shit.